Well, hello, Jesse. Welcome to the Recovering Entrepreneur Show.
Hi, Bobbie. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm honored to have you to let my audience know. I found you completely on accident, but I'm enthralled by your mission, and I'm hoping you can educate us a little bit more about what you're doing. So maybe start by telling us a little about yourself.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm an author, and I'm also started a company called Entrepreneurs in Recovery. So, just to talk about the first book was written in 2018. And the reason I write books, because I have another book coming out in 3 weeks. The reason I wrote the first book was because I was someone who struggled with panic disorder. And if you've never had panic disorder, it's a pretty serious thing. And it's especially if you've recovered from opioid addiction and alcoholism, and now you have to deal with that. It's very, very difficult. So it's very scary, actually. And so, I was always looking for ways to try to help my anxiety and my panic attacks. And I found different ways to not only not have them, but to completely eliminate them. And it took time. It took a long time of trying different methods. But some of the biggest ones that helped me was quitting caffeine and cold therapy, or taking cold showers. So that first book is called Smash Your Comfort Zone with Cold Showers, because cold showers is free. Anyone can do it. And for me, I've been taking them now for 5 years, and it's had a profound effect, not only on my immunity for not getting sick, but also my panic attacks. I've literally not had one since I've started taking them. So, there's definitely a correlation between, nutrition and journaling and all these other things that I do, but the cold showers really took it over the top. So, so I wrote a book and I started Entrepreneurs in Recovery, and I'll leave it there, wherever you want to go with that type of stuff. And I have a new book coming out in 3 weeks. So,
well, we definitely want to hear about the new book. And so this cold shower, the only time I've ever heard that as a concept, and not in the relation that what you just described, but it was from Tony Robbins, and it had to do with like stamina, I guess, or something. So what does it do to your body? Do you mind sharing like how that actually helps?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so what I found is, first of all, if you're like, well, let's look at the science of cold water, right? Well, you're not going to find a lot of science. I mean, you'll find there's definitely peer-reviewed articles about it. And there's one about how it reduces colds and sickness. That's a great study that was done. There's a study on it, how it raises norepinephrine. So cold showers can actually release feel-good hormones. And as someone who is in recovery from addiction, anything that makes me feel good, I tend to gravitate towards. So cold showers have a really healthy occurrence with chemical reactions in the brain, and in the body. So there's some science behind it, but a lot of it is anecdotal. It's just, you just have to do it, because the other biggest piece is resilience. And I think more than anything, a lot of us tend to look and say, oh, I could do that, I could do this, and I could do that. But we never get out of our comfort zone to actually go and do it. And I can tell you, one of the biggest catalysts for taking a cold shower is getting out of my comfort zone. It's the resilience that I feel when I start my day with a cold shower. And then all of a sudden I hit these obstacles and adversities, and they're not as difficult or as challenging as just taking that cold shower in the morning, get over the mind. Because it's really it's you versus ego, really. And so that battle between me versus the ego, or me versus past trauma, which can also be another one, taking that cold shower, which is part of that way to overcome the mental chatterbox that was always saying you're an imposter, and who are you to teach people about recovery or start your own business. And so cold showers is part of one of those resilience rituals. So it's a mindset thing. It's a physical, it's good for your physiology. It's good for, so like, there's a book, I wrote it. I have all the quote, all the end notes and all the research in the book. But the reality is, it's mindset, it's resilience. You'll have nicer skin, but you'll definitely feel a boost in your mood and confidence that probably wasn't there before. Because when we get outside of our comfort zone and we turn the dial up a little bit, we're able to step into places that we knew we could go, but we just didn't have that self-motivation. And so when we start to just do these little things that scare us every single day, we grow, we start to raise our baseline. And that baseline starts off of a comfort zone. And then we keep raising the baseline. And guess what? We have a new baseline. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, we're speaking on Zoom. And next thing you know, we're writing a blog, or we're writing a book, or we're starting that recovery coaching business. So it's these little mini habits that can stack up over time that can really help. So I hope that answered that a little bit.
Oh, yes. I'm intrigued. I'm fearful, to be completely honest, because I want to go try it, but I hate the cold. So hopefully I'll get over that hurdle.
Well, let me help you. So here's what I tell people. Because people think it's silly. They literally brush it off and they move on with their life. Well, here's what you can do. Take your normal shower, and at the end of the shower, start with turning the dial code for 10 seconds. And don't turn it all the way cold. Just turn it cold or cooler. And start there and let that water hit you and do it for 10 seconds. And then next time, do it for 15, and then 20, and then 30, and do a 30-day challenge. Do it for 30 days. There is a lot of science behind habits. So some say 21 days, some say 30, some say 6 months. I like to say 6 months. And I know that's extreme. So start with 30 days and then see how you feel. Journal your results. And just write down, here's how I felt before, here's how I felt after, and here's how many seconds I did the cold water for. So start there and treat it just like you would anything else. Oh, I have profit and loss for my business. I track that. Oh, I have my workouts. I track that. Well, track this. And so that's where I recommend starting, 15, 10 seconds, something like that.
Thank you. I like that, because you just took away some of the apprehension. Like, I feel like anybody could do anything for 10 seconds.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. So tell us about, you said you've been taking cold showers for 5 years and you've had your business for 3. So I'm guessing you think there's a correlation. And then I'd love for you to tell us more about your business.
Yeah, there's definitely correlations to things that I've done in my life that have led to, whether it's getting promoted at work or moving into new positions, or getting out, and traveling to different places and doing new things. And so cold showers is one of those habits that was like, I stacked other habits. So like I would do the cold showers, and then I would do like affirmations. And before the cold showers, I do meditation. And then I would because you can actually do meditation during a cold shower, believe it or not, because initially you want to change your breathing. Breathing is life. So if you stop breathing, then there's no more life. So when you're in the shower and you start practicing really deep breathing, so you go breathe in for 5 through the heart, breathe out and hold it for 5, and then breathe out for 5 or 5 to 7 seconds. And you practice that breathing in the shower, and you bring it out and practice it in life. So there's habits that you do with the cold showers that you stack around the cold showers. You might do a little bit of exercise before you jump in the cold shower to get your blood flowing. So there's definitely a correlation. And, like I said, I gained a lot of confidence when I was overcoming that anxiety that has been with me my whole life. You gain some confidence there. So I gained some confidence to make some moves at work to get promoted. And as I got promoted, it got me to a place where I hired a life coach. And then eventually I got around some mentors, and these mentors were entrepreneurs, and there was a strong seed planted in me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Because if I fail, I'll just go back to a job. So I'm going to go for it. And I went for it, and it's been 3 years, and it's going pretty well.
Congratulations. It is. I know I found it very scary to leave my day job because of the comfort. Like, there's some sense of security, but what you just said is so powerful and so true. What's the worst that can happen if we have to go back to our day jobs? So it's worth trying to live our best lives and fight the fight. So I really appreciate that.